Hello, good morning from Europe, baby. I'm actually in Amsterdam. This is my first time in Amsterdam too. We arrived last night at like 8 o'clock-ish. So we didn't actually end up getting to our hotel, the Adagio Apart Hotel, until like 8:30. And found out that not today, but yesterday, June 21st, was the summer solstice. So it was literally light outside until like 9:30, 10:30 at night. There was still bright lights. It's pretty crazy how long it was sunny last night. And the party was pumping. But, you know, we traveled, as you could tell from the last video. I know it's not the best quality, but it's all right. I'm not a full-fledged YouTuber. I'm just some dude on the internet having a good time. And yesterday, I had 2 business class flights. Each one was about 6-7 hours. It's fantastic. It was only the second time I've ever flown business class. So it was really nice being able to lounge out, have as much food as I want, be comfortable for the 13 hours. It was a nice little travel day. We had like an hour layover in Abu Dhabi, and that seems like it's a nice little airport. It's not too big either. It all seemed like it was kind of in like one area, but we didn't get much time to be able to look at it. And the lounge there had a line that seemed like it was like half an hour, 45 minutes long. So we ended up not going to the lounge and just waiting for our flight. But we had free food and everything on the flight, so it's not like we really needed the lounge. Let me make sure my directions are right, because I'm heading to the coffee shop. This is going to be my first coffee shop in Amsterdam. So I'm going to try and bring you guys along with me, and we'll check it out, and we'll see how it is. And in case you were wondering, we will be in Amsterdam for 5 days. 5 or 6. But we'll probably be coming in and out of Amsterdam since it's the legal spot in Europe. But we're here for 5 days. And now that we're here, once I get back home with the supply, we'll probably start setting up what we're going to do next. Because we have like 1 or 2 ideas on which country we want to go to after this. But we just got to make sure that the hotel is still available. But yeah, so first morning, woke up. First thing you do is go straight to they're called coffee shops here. They're not dispensaries. They're coffee shops. So we're going to the coffee shop. We're going to see what they got. And I'm told I have to make sure that I say no tobacco. Because I guess in the Netherlands, they're really, they smoke, obviously. But they like tobacco in it. I know some people that like their joints like 50-50 with their cigarettes. But I don't smoke cigarettes. So whenever I get one of them like half and half cigarette and grass mixtures, I get a really, really crazy buzz from the tobacco. And it don't really help with the fade, because I don't know. Because whenever I've done it, it always gets me like, it's like really instantly high and lightheaded. And I'm afraid I'm going to pass out whenever I do it too much. Since I've never actually done tobacco. I've maybe smoked like 5 cigarettes my whole life. 5 or 6. I just don't know. I never really liked it. And yet here I am smoking every day. But I'm not hating. I'm just trying to figure out. I think I need to get to that light and then take a left. So let me continue this walk, tell you a little bit more about what I'm doing, but let me check the direction. Good thing about the Netherlands is everybody's on the right side of the road. And that's going to be very helpful, because I sometimes get confused having to be on the left side of the road. Oh, here's a picture of Amsterdam. Here's where we are. And then this is central Amsterdam. And the airport's right here. So we took the train from the airport to Zuid, and then from Zuid, you take this little tram, and it took us down to right where we are now. still kind of trying to figure out how the trains work, because I wasn't really sure how to pay for the tram. But we got it and we're here. I know the train from the airport to where we were was only $5 a head, which isn't too bad. But when you compare that price to Uber, it was like $50 for us to get an Uber from the airport to our hotel. And taking the trains, you could technically get there for like $20, but you know, it all depends on how you want to get there and how close you are to the train station and whatnot. Because for us, we had to take 2 trains. But if you're close enough to the main train station, then you only have to spend the $10. And it's a quick little walk. And the train seemed like it was pretty centrally located. We just didn't, we picked where we picked. We didn't pick right next to the main train line. But that's because we didn't know. I sure as heck didn't know. This is real interesting so far. It's very green here. I like that. It's very green. And the language is definitely, I think it's Deutsch. But it's interesting, because I obviously don't understand a single word of it. And when they talk, it seems like they're very angry with themselves. And, well, you know, it's very angry in general. Ooh, let me cross the street. Cross the railroad tracks. And this is another one of their little neighborhoods. It's actually interesting at how little cars I've seen so far. I mean, there's cars, don't get me wrong, but there is a lot of bikes. A lot of bikes, which is nice. This place is very bike and pedestrian friendly so far, especially with how their public transport works. It's probably such an old town is why bikes work. I'm interested to see in what the old town of Netherlands actually looks like, Amsterdam. Because, you know, I've heard of the red light district. I've seen some of it on like movies and whatnot. But we'll probably be going to the canal later tonight or tomorrow. Check it out. Because this is my first time here. But Lex has been here before. So I'm just kind of going with the flow, you know. But so far it seems very nice. Very green. The temperature's not too bad. I think today there's a high of like 78. And then I think tomorrow is like a high of 74 or something like that. So it's going to start getting a little cooler. But right now it feels real nice. I think yesterday it was only hot because we had to carry our luggage everywhere. Travel days are always the worst. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments below. Say travel days are the worst. Because they are the worst. But they're necessary for travelers. But this has been very nice so far. Architecturally, the architecture, we'll use that. The architecture here actually looks very nice and upper class and very clean. Ooh, that is a nice house. See, yeah, that is a solid little house. And I think they're fixing the water lines in front of that house. But, you know, if you guys know of anything that I should do while I'm here in the Netherlands, either let me know in the comments below or find me on Instagram or Facebook. I am Cody Fista. And, you know, if you get to me in time, maybe I will send you a picture of me at your spot. I don't know. But I think my coffee shop is right up ahead here. So let me double check these directions again. And I'll just show you guys the coffee shop. We'll do that so I don't have to go on a rant while I'm walking. I'll just take you guys right to the coffee shop. This town is very biker friendly. You see these little biker lanes everywhere. But if we wanted to rent a bike from our hotel, it cost us 13 euros for 3 hours, which is outrageous. 13 euros for 3 hours, you can't even get anywhere in 3 hours. But then their daily price is 19 euro. And at that price, I almost feel like I should just buy my own bike. That is a nice house. These are some nice houses I'm walking by. But yeah, $20 to rent a bike for the day, that seems kind of outrageous. But, you know, with the math I just said earlier in this video, $20, if that can get me to downtown and back, that technically is enough money. Or like, you know, you get your money's worth if you can make it to downtown Amsterdam and back. Because then that's probably going to be like $40, $20 or $40 round trip, depending on if we have to take 2 trains or 1. There's also a lot of water here, which makes sense because there's a bunch of canals in Amsterdam. But we live across the street from a college, and it kind of looked like the college had a moat around it. It was pretty cool. Next time I go to the grocery store, maybe I'll take a video of it and show it to you guys. But the college has like a little moat around it, which is interesting, with a few little bridges. This is a pleasant walk. Oh, look, more apartments. That's pretty nice. Yeah, for 8:30 in the morning, it is very quiet out here, aside from me. And apparently, from what I've been told, us Americans talk very loud. So that's how they can tell we're American, is that A, we only speak English, and B, we're very loud. And they're probably right, especially with me. I am loud. But yeah, if you're here in Amsterdam and you can, bring your own bike. If not, maybe you can find one on like the side of the road, because there's literally like thousands everywhere. Or just rent it for the day or 2, or take the trains. I don't know. Let me know what you would do down in the comments below. Let me finish this walk. This is the intersection. And then my nice little weed shop's right there. And actually, it ain't too bad. So it was €9 a pre-roll. And €9 a pre-roll comes out to probably $10.20 in taxes. No, not $10.20. $10.20 in USD is probably how much €9 goes, which ain't too bad. You know, like I'll round it up to, actually it's probably only $9.90. Yeah, so it's about as close to $10 as you could get. So I got 3. We'll see how long these last, but that wasn't too bad. This is a nice little walk. I didn't take you guys inside because, trust me, there wasn't anything to see. As soon as you walked in, there was 2 fridges with drinks, and to the left was the dude selling the stuff. So it was very professional looking, to say the least. Oh, I actually needed to cross over there. So I'm gonna cross right there. So I actually needed to go a different direction this time. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, watching me rant about Amsterdam and what my first thoughts are on it. You know, and talking about this, that ain't bad. I'll take $10 a pre-roll any day of the week. Because I think in Thailand, if I was lucky, I was getting a pre-roll for about $4 in Thailand. It wasn't as high quality as the rest would be, because I could get 2 grams for about $8 or $9, and I'd have to roll it myself. And the pre-rolls were like 4 to 5, but they weren't as high quality. Oh, a lot of people go inside this weed store, but I am too. I like that. That's a good setup. Look at that. She put her little kid in the basket to bike him around, and it had seatbelts on it. That was cool. But yeah, let me figure out where I'm going next, and I'll see you guys next time. That's about the going price of everything right now. It was about $10 a pre-roll. You know, you can find cheaper, and I'm comparing Amsterdam, the Netherlands, which is like one of the most expensive places in Europe, to Thailand, which is one of the more cheaper places in Asia. Literally a 14-hour flight away. So the prices don't really compare. But I'll see how it smokes. I'll let y'all know. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, and I'll show y'all where we headed to next. Peace out, P-Fist fan. A little side note, I smoked it. It's solid. This is a nice little path you get to walk down. It really kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to live in Georgia. And this is exactly like one of the paths I would walk whenever I was smoking. I wouldn't smoke if I were you kids. But I was like 13 or 14 when I got caught up in the habit. Oh, they're trying to grow a new tree. And actually I was like 14, 15. But I used to walk down paths like this all the time because it gives you cover. Bam, and right now you stop smoking. When you see somebody, you'd put it out right now, wait a sec, let the smell get off, and then you'd walk right past them. I never really got caught as a kid. The only time I got caught as a kid was when I smoked at school. And yeah, that's definitely not a smart idea. But, you know, you got to start somewhere and work your way up. So, that was my dumb mistake, hopefully for my whole lifetime. So we'll see. To say, one of my final thoughts about my first impressions of Amsterdam, thank you for letting me tap pay. That is one thing that is really annoying when you're in Asia. And once you're there long enough, it really starts to add up. But ATM fees, constantly going to the bank to pull out cash, it's like, yeah, you know, I'm a little baller-ish. But it's like every other day, you're basically pulling out like $100, $200 cash so you can buy drinks, food, and entertainment. You make a lot of trips to the ATM. So when you're in Asia, you got to make sure you got proximity to an ATM. But here, everyone obviously takes tap pay because of money laundering and all that. So that's another good first impression on the Netherlands. Oh no. I was told a long time ago, when there's a fork in the road, you take it. I'll leave you guys with that one.